Yes, Mr. Baloyi.
As a court, please, my lord, at this point, the state would like to tender evidence of a pointings out.
Is that so?
Indeed, my lord.
In respect of which?
In respect of accused number one.
Okay.
The names on the pointings out form correspond with those of accused number one.
Number one.
Yes, number one.
Only at this stage.
Yes.
Mr. Ngumezulu.
The admissibility thereof has been challenged on the grounds to be laid by the defense. We will then stand down for the defense to lay down the ground on which they challenge the
Yes.
the 20.
Yes, Mr. Ngumezulu.
Court business, my lord. My lord, the grounds for the objection or for the challenging of the admissibility thereof is that on the 5th of June 2020,
Yeah.
the accused was transported from Villaria,
Was transported?
from Villaria police station,
Villaria Police
Villaria
Station.
police station,
Yeah.
to Fort Loras,
Right.
and he was subjected to torture and assault by the TRT
By?
police,
Yeah.
who then took him to Albertine.
Mm-hmm.
After that, he was, according to his instruction, he was instructed to point out the place where the incident took place. After that,
Right.
he was transported from Albertine
Yeah, to point out
to
a certain
the-
place.
to a certain place. my lord.
Yeah. Okay. What is he pointing out? A certain place.
A certain place.
Okay. Is that how you want to put it?
That's my instruction.
Yeah. No, fine. I'm
Yes.
just.
My lord, according to his instruction, it was not made freely and
The
voluntarily.
pointing out.
That's
Is
correct.
it a pointing out or pointing
Pointings.
outs?
Pointings out or
So
pointing.
they send him to one place or two places or three places or
It was only one
one
place. my
place.
lord.
One place. But I see you're using the plural, pointing outs.
May
Pointing out one place. I say, how does it miss again?
I ask this? May I withdraw that S?
No, I'm not saying withdraw.
Okay. The S, the plural form.
Okay, so it's
Yes.
one place.
One place.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Sorry, madam, if Mr. Ngumezulu is busy, let me take instructions from my house number.
Okay, fine.
It is his instruction further, my lord, that he was never explained of his constitutional rights.
Yeah.
And it's my further instructions that he signed the pro forma, and he was forced to do so,
Forced to sign it.
forced to sign the document.
Okay.
May I take an instruction, madam?
Yeah.
Akamzuzuka Mr. Speaker ummeli wakhe sakhulumisana noMr. Msipile uthi-ke awuvumelani-ke nalokho njengoba umbuso uthi-ke uzohola ubufakazi manje bokuthi kukhona la wena owahamba wayokhomba khona-ke ummeli wakho uthi cha nivumelani-ke nalokho ngoba-ke uthi awuzange ukwenze lokho kuphuma kuwena washaywa-ke wase uthathwa usiwa endaweni ethize la ekwathiwa-ke khomba khona futhi-ke nalapho-ke uma usayinda lapha lokho wakusayinda akusayindanga ngoba kuphuma wena ukuthi-ke waphoqwa ukuthi ukwenze lokho.
My lord, may I make a slight correction
Yeah.
on the instruction where the accused was taken from. He was taken from Alberton
Alberton?
to a certain place.
From Alberton to a certain place.
That's correct, my lord. And from that place
Hmm.
to the hostel.
And from that place to
To the hostel.
which hostel?
That's correct.
To the hostel.
To the hostel, Basutu hostel.
Oh, I see.
Yes, to be
Basutu hostel.
specific.
Where is Basutu hostel?
It's in Phosphorus.
Okay, fine.
Nokuthi ke wathathwa ke eAlberton wasiwa ke endaweni ethize suka ke kuleyo ndawo ethize wasiwa ke ehostel ekuyibasutu hostel esephosphorus.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Mnisi, then there's a precursor here, ne? Are there? Because the precursor states that there is a dispute relating to the admissibility of the pointing out. The court then declares that this dispute should be adjudicated within a trial within a trial. Is that so, sir? Okay. Yes, Mr. Valoi.
As a court, please, my lord, the pro forma regarding the pointings out has already been handed up as Exhibit GG.
Exhibit GG.
Yes.
Where is it? Have you
It was
given
in
it to me?
Yes, in the file.
You can go on. Get it.
There's nothing contentious about the pro forma. I've invited my learned friends to make any reductions, but they haven't availed themselves of that opportunity. But to say there's nothing contentious about.
Is that so, Mr. Mgumuzelu? There's nothing
That's-
contentious about the pro forma?
That's correct, my lord. That's the position.
Okay.
My lord, I have not seen the document that has been handed to court to see if the papers have been removed, my lord.
Is it in the file, the exhibit file?
Indeed, my lord. The statement was removed.
Is this?
Yes.
It has been removed.
Yeah, the statement has been removed.
So Ms. Mtolo wants to see that as a fact.
Thank you, my lord.
Only the pro forma was handed up.
Have you attached it when you say it was handed out?
Yes, my lord. Exhibit GG.
It's not here. Let me point you out. Is it here? Oh, it's here. Okay. It's here.
You can always
Exhibit
find-
GG.
Yes.
Rose, it's not here. Look into that.
We have a spare copy. that
Yeah, show it to your,
We can
to your,
really show
to your sister.
My lord, it's also a problem if it was handed before the witness testified to court. I doubt, my lord, I can't recall it being submitted to the court, but subject to
That's
court.
why I say I don't have it.
Yes.
So this is the one, GG.
My recollection was that it was also
It's the first time I see it, but Mr. Ngomezulu says there's nothing contentious about it. What does that mean, Mr. Ngomezulu?
My lord, there are no indications of self-incriminating on the statement itself.
There's nothing indicating self-crimination on the
Self-incrimination.
pro forma exhibit GG.
That's correct, man.
Yes, Mr. Cholo.
My lord, the one that I've just been given by the state, I've seen it. I confirm that those pages have been removed in this pro forma, my lord. The only document I've not seen is the one that has been submitted before this court.
Pardon?
The only document that I have not seen is the one that has been submitted, my lord, if those
To
pages.
the what? To the court.
To the court, yes.
Now,
ma'am.
this court is bound by the law to tell the truth. Once you submit a document to this court
Yes,
and it has a pro forma statement,
yes.
this court won't even want to see it. You're not the type of judge who's going to sit with information which is not before the court.
Thank you, madam. So should we proceed with this document or the one that has already been submitted?
Just show Ms. Mshololo this.
Thank you, my lord, for the indulgence. I've seen the document, madam.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, this judge called Pratam Pache will never preside over a case where he sees a disputed document before it has been seen by the defense. Never, never.
As the court please.
Please.
I think there's also an ethical duty on the state not to submit any document that hasn't been proven, a statement that hasn't been
Yes.
proven. We will not do that, my lord.
Yeah, okay.
My lord, photos 2 and 7 have already been handed up as annexure GG in brackets.
Photos. Even those photos, I haven't seen them. I'm starting to see them now, if they are here. Where are they?
Photos 2 to 7, they should form part of the bundle.
Just show me this. This court only deals with evidence which has been adjudicated upon and argued on. When I start preparing whatever. But what has never passed through the evidence of the court, I don't deal with it. Because there's no evidence predicating that. So, Mr. Gomezulu, have you seen the photos?
I've seen a lot.
How many are there? Because I am only seeing, I'm going to see the photos now. I haven't seen them.
My lord, the photos that the state is intending to hand over is photo 2 to 7, but the photos that were
2 to 7.
2 to 7 for the purpose of this exercise.
Okay.
I see there's an extra photo. Can I just remove that? Photo 1.
Where are the originals?
The originals are
Oh, they are with the.
with the witness.
Yeah. Okay, yes, Mr.
Then,
Lloyd.
my lord, the state begs leave to hand up additional photos as part of Exhibit GG1. It's photos 26 up to 31. They were previously also handed up to the defense.
So these photos are at GG Annexure 1.
Indeed, my lord.
Yeah. Okay.
They are in the bundle. We also have them available in soft copy. They will be shown should the need arise.
Yeah, but the point is, does the defense have them?
Indeed, my lord, they were given to the defense.
Okay, fine.
those formalities out of the way, my lord, the state then calls the next witness is Lieutenant Colonel Khadebe. This witness number 85 on the list.
Yes, sir, the witness in, Mr. Capita.
Full name consent, please.
Nkosikhona James Hade.
Any objection in taking the oath?
No.
Do you swear that the evidence you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing else but the truth? As you raise on your hand, say so help me God.
So help me God.
The witness is sworn in.
Thank you. Okay.
Is it correct that you are a lieutenant colonel in the South African Police?
Yes.
Kuyiqiniso-ke ukuthi nguyi-lieutenant colonel emaphoyiseni.
Where are you currently attached?
I am currently attached at serious corruption in Klerksdorp, my lord.
Manje-ke la engisebenza khona-ke ngisebenza ngaphansi-ke kwe-unit abayibiza ukuthi i-serious corruption e-Klerksdorp.
Can you put your career history on record? When did you join the South African Police?
My lord, I joined the South African Police Service in 1987.
Ngiqale-ke ukusebenza emaphoyiseni ngo-1987.
I went to training at Hammanskraal in 1988.
Ngo-1988 ngase ngiya-ke kuqeqesho noma-ke ku-training eHammanskraal.
After my training, I was transferred to the detective services in Klerksdorp.
Emuva-ke kwaleyo training leyo ngase ngiya-ke kwigatsha labaphenyi-ke noma labaseshi eKlerksdorp.
Just a minute. Yes, you may continue.
From Klerksdorp, I was transferred to the then Valrent Murder and Robbery Unit.
Uma ngisuka-ke eKlerksdorp ngase ngithunyelwa-ke kule ndawo-ke ngaphambilini abayibiza-ke ukuthi i-Val Murder and Robbery Unit.
Which year was that?
It was 1989-90, yes.
Okungo-1989 no-90 uma ngiya khona lapho-ke.
And for how long were you at Klerksdorp
1 year.
Police?
eKlerksdorp-ke ngachitha unyaka owodwa.
Yes, and for how long were you at the Val Murder and Robbery?
At the Murder and Robbery Unit, I was there for 2 years.
Kwaba iminyaka emibili-ke ngise-Val Murder and Robbery Unit.
And then I was then transferred to Sharpeville Detective Services.
Ngase ngithunyelwa-ke kugatsha-ke lama-detectives eSharpeville.
And there I worked for about 3.5 years.
Kwase kuthi-ke iminyaka ewu-3.5 la ngasebenza khona-ke lapho.
And then, my lord, I was transferred to South African Narcotics and Alcohol Bureau, which was the then SANAP.
Ngase ngisiwa lapho kwabathi-ke i-SANAP uma ngisuka khona lapho.
I worked at SANAP until year 2000, which would have been 3 years.
Lapho-ke ngisebenze kwaze kwashaya-ke u-2000 okwenza-ke ukuthi kwaba iminyaka emithathu.
I worked at SANAP for 3 years, and then SANAP was closed and we were all transferred to serious organized crime.
Wase-ke evalwa-ke uSANAP sonke-ke sathathwa-ke sasiwa la khona-ke kubizwa ngokuthi-ke serious organized crime.
At serious organized crime, I worked for many years until I was promoted in Rustenburg.
Ngisebenze lapho-ke iminyaka eminingi-ke kwaze kwayisikhathi la esengihushikelwa khona-ke ngesikhundla hushikelwa eRustenburg.
I was transferred to Rustenburg in 2019, my lord.
Ukuya kwami-ke eRustenburg ngiye ngo-2019.
I've worked various sections within the serious organized crime, namely national priority violent crimes, drug enforcement section,
Just a minute.
Isebenzeke kwindawo noma ke kuma unit amaningi ke phakathi lapho ke kuyona ke i-serious organized crime
and project investigations.
kanye nokuphenya ke ama projects.
And where were you based when you were attached to organized crime?
I was based in the Valrent, my lord.
Ngaleso sikhathi ke ngangisebenzela khona ke eVal.
I just want to show you exhibit GG. Do you recognize that exhibit?
Yes, my lord.
Uchichi lona ke uphambi kwami yebo ngiyabona futhi ngiyamazi.
That's which one?
As the notes on the pointing out of a scene that was completed by myself.
Lana ke ama notes la ekwakhonjwa khona ke kwindawo ke yesigameko abhala yimina.
Yes. Can you go ahead and read the contents of exhibit GG in the record?
On the form here, on the pro forma, it says note on the pointing out of a scene or scenes and or points.
Lana ke kubhaliwe ukuthi ama notes ke pointing out noma la ekukhonjwa khona ke indawo yesigameko noma ke indawo zesigameko noma ke i-point noma ama points.
Just before you proceed, have you conducted pointings out before?
Yes.
Before this particular one?
Yes, my lord.
Bangasilona ke ihlandla lokuqala leli ke khona ke engake ngawenza ama pointing out.
How many more or less before this particular one?
My lord, I think it's about 4 before this one.
Ngathi ke ayo 4 ngaphambilini ngaphambi kwayona lena ke pointing out engawenza.
Yes, you may proceed.
And then it says, describe the precise circumstances preceding the pointing out of a scene or point out.
Lana ke iyachaza ke noma ithi ke awuchazeke izimo ke ngaphambi kokuthi ke uhambe ke noma ke uyofinyelela kuyona ke le ndawo yesigameko noma ke i-pointing out leyo.
On 1, it says, who approached the officer to take charge of such pointing out?
Bese kunombuzo ke laphana ukuthi ubani ke ozeke kuyona ke officer noma ke iphoyisa lelo ke ukuthi libe yilona ke elihola leyo pointing out noma lokho khomba lokho.
I then wrote Lieutenant Colonel Gininda from Head Office Detective Services.
Ngase ngibhala ke ukuthi uyena uLieutenant Colonel Gininda obuya khona ke head office kwi service yabaphenyi noma yabaseshi.
The date, my lord, is 2020 0604, though I made a mistake on the form and wrote 0504.
I-date ke u-2020 0604 kodwa mina ngenza iphutha ke ngabhala 2020 0504.
The time was 1339.
Isikhathi ke u-1339.
And then on point 2, it says, how was the officer approached? And by telephone, personally or otherwise. I scratched personally and otherwise and left by telephone.
Bese kuba nombuzo ke ukuthi wasenziwa kanjani ke noma kwakhulunyiswana kanjani ke no-officer leyo ukuthi kwenze lokhu ngase ukuthi kwenziwa ngokuyena mathupha noma ngenye indlela ngazicisha lezo imbili ngayisula kwatsala ke ngocingo.
And further, I wrote, can you please obtain a pointing out from an accused on my case?
Ngaqhubeka ke ngabhala ngafundeka ngale ndlela ungasiza yini ngokuthi ke uthathe noma wenzeke khomba noma ke i-pointing out kumsolwa ecaleni lami.
On point 3, it says, what were the exact words of the member of the force when he approached the officer to take charge of such pointing out?
Umbuzo olandelayo ukuthi athini-ke amagama noma amazwi asetshenziswa yilona-ke ilunga lelo uma ngabe liza kuwena-ke noma licela i-ofisa-ke ukuthi lihole leyo pointing out leyo.
The answer is, can you please obtain a pointing out on my case?
Impendulo ithi-ke ungasiza yini ukuthi wenze-ke i-pointing out ecaleni lami.
And it said, and then the performer says, read to the suspect at, and then I wrote Alberton SAPS on this day, 5th day of June 2020, and at office number 31 Alberton SAPS.
Bese kuthi-ke okwafundelwa noma fundela umsolwa kwase kuchazwa-ke kwisiteshi samaphoyisa sase-Alberton ngalo suku lwesihlanu kuJune ngo-2020 ku-office number 31 kumaphoyisa noma i-police station yase-Alberton.
And then on name, I wrote Muzika Kulelwa Stemba Sibiya.
Igama ngasengibhala-ke umuzika ukhulelwa Stemba Sibiya.
Place Nongoma in KwaZulu Natal.
Indawo Nongoma KwaZulu Natal.
What does that information represent, please?
The place represent where is he from.
Lena indawo-ke ichaza la abuya khona ukuthi owakuphi nendawo.
And then on the space of sex, I wrote male.
Ngase ngibhala-ke ukuthi umuntu wesilisa.
On the address, he could not give a specific address and mentioned that he uses Ngoza Primary School as his address because there are no physical addresses.
Ikheli-ke wase banganako-ke ukuthi anikeze ngekheli ekuyilona wase echaza-ke ukuthi-ke basebenzisa-ke uNgoza Primary School.
On his age, he gave 34 years of age.
Iminyaka yakhe-ke wasethi uneminyaka ewu-34.
And then it continues, apparently in his sound and sober senses appear before me, Police Officer Lieutenant Colonel Hadebe.
Bukeka-ke umuntu-ke osengqondweni-ke ngokuphelele indlela-ke angayo ngaphambi kwami iphoyisa uLieutenant Colonel Hadebe.
Appointed as Justice of the Peace for the Republic of South Africa.
Nokuthi-ke uqokiwe-ke nanjengoloko bakubiza-ke ukuthi-ke i-Justice of the Peace wayo-ke i-Republic of South Africa.
The said person was brought by, I did not write anything, my lord, because there was a lot of heckling regarding that. I had to end up going to sign for the accused myself.
Lapha kubhaliwe-ke ukuthi walethwa ubani angibhalanga lutho-ke lapho ngoba-ke kwakunemushumushu nje ey'ningi mayelana nalokho kwadingeka ukuthi ngihambe-ke ngiyomsayinela mina-ke mathupha umsolwa.
Where did you sign him out?
I signed him out from the OB, which is an occurrence book.
La engamsayinela khona-ke incwadi esiyibiza ngokuthi-ke i-OB noma-ke i-occurrence book,
which is kept in the SAPS cells at Alberton.
egcinwa-ke kuma-cells-ke SAPS e-Alberton.
To the private office number 31 Alberton SAPS.
Ukuthi-ke ihhovisi-ke eli-private eliwu-number 31 kumaphoyisa noma kwisiteshi samaphoyisa e-Alberton.
At Alberton SAPS, only the interpreter, and I scratched it out, my lord, because there wasn't any interpreter.
Ibisechaza-ke ukuthi-ke kwisiteshi samaphoyisa e-Alberton utolika kuphela lapho-ke engakusulaka noma-ke engakucima-ke ngoba-ke kwakungena interpreter eyayikhona noma utolika owayekhona.
Lieutenant Colonel, can you just maybe explain, after you made the entry in the occurrence book, what happened? You said you made an OB and also an entry in the cells. What happened thereafter?
I received him and I cuffed him and I took him to office number 31 Alberton at Alberton SAPS.
Ngamkhipha-ke lapho ngimfake-ke ozamposi ngase ngimsake kwihhovisi-ke eliwu-number 31 khona lapho e-Alberton SAPS.
Yeah, and just before you proceed, you say there was heckling. That's why you ended up going to sign out the accused himself. What do you mean there was heckling?
That's correct, my lord. No one was prepared to sign for the suspect, hand him to me, for me to continue and then later on bring him back, fearing questions of escapes and all that.
Kwakungekho umuntu wayimiseleke ukuthi ke ahambe ke ayomkhipha abese yamsayindela ke amvethe kumina ukuthi ke mase ngiqedile ngiphinde ngimbuyiseke ngokwesabela ke ukuthi mhlambe kungenzeka ke bekhona ke ukubaleka.
There was a Sergeant Baloyi who was prepared to do that, but he was discouraged. Hence, I then decided to sign for the suspect myself.
Wayekhona ke uSergeant Baloyi owayemiseleke ukuthi angasiza ngakwenza ke lokho kodwa ke kwase kwenzeka ke ukuthi nje angakwenzi noma angasaqhubeka ke yiloko ngingathatha isinqumo sokuthi bese ngiyahamba ke ngiyomkhipha ngokwami.
But there in the cells, who pointed out the accused to you, or the person to you?
The accused was not pointed out to me. He was alone in that portion of the cells. As I walked in, there were people that were guarding him, which were members of EMPD, if I'm not wrong.
Lapho ke akekho umuntu owangikhomba yena ke wathi uyena ke lona kuleyo ngcenye leyo ke ama-cells awayekona kwakuyena yedwa futhi ke kunabantu ke bebembhekile bemgadile ke uma ngeziphutha ke abe-EMPD.
Yes, you may proceed with the form.
I show him my appointment certificate and his reaction is I confirm.
Okay, so thanks. Ngase ngimkhombisayo ke ngitshengisayo ke isitifiketi sami ke somsebenzi wasethi ke ayike cha ngiyabona ke noma ngiyasibona.
You say there was no use made of an interpreter. Can you explain to the court as to what was the reason?
The reason for not using an interpreter, my lord, is that Sibiya was speaking Zulu and I'm also Zulu.
Imbangela ke yokuthi kwangasetshenziswa ke utolika ukuthi ke uSibiya ukhuluma isiZulu nami ke ngiyumZulu.
And can you just explain to the court how well conversant are you in isiZulu?
I am well conversant in isiZulu. I grew up in KZN in Newcastle.
IsiZulu ngesikhuluma ke ngesikhuluma kahle futhi ngakhulela ke KZN eNewcastle.
And I still have a lot of relatives that I visit almost twice or thrice a year in KZN.
Futhi ke ngisenomndeni ke engisahambayo ke ngiyobabona mhlambe kabili noma kathathu ke khona kabili noma kathathu ngonyaka eKZN.
And isiZulu is my home language, and we were only allowed to speak isiZulu in my household. My father was very strict with it.
IsiZulu ke ulimi lami ke lasekhaya ekhaya ke nje ubaba ke wayengakuvumi nje ukuthi sikhulume nje olimi bakuyisiZulu kuphela.
So I'm well conversant with isiZulu.
Ngakho ke isiZulu ngiyasikhuluma kahle futhi.
Can you proceed?
On the following page, it says, the said was asked whether he was informed of the reason for his arrest as prescribed by Section 35 of Act 108 of 1996, which is the Constitution. So, and then my answer is, yes, I was informed. And then he further explained that he was in custody on a drug dealing charge.
Wase ebuzwa ke ukuthi ingabe watshela yini ngembangela yokuboshwa kwakhe nanjengoba ke umthethosisekelo ke nomthethosihlomelo u35 wakhe ke uAct 108 ka1996 usho uthi yebo ngatshelwa ke wabese eseqhubeka futhi engitshela ukuthi waboshelwani wathi ke ngiboshele icala lezidakamizwa.
The said person is informed of his rights as prescribed by Section 35 of Act 108 of 1996. 1. The said person was informed of the right to remain silent. 2. He was informed that he has the right to remain silent and of the consequence if he does not remain silent. Number 3. He was also warned that he was not obliged to make any confession or admission that might later be used against him. Number 4, he was also informed that he has the right to consult with a legal representative of his choice, and if he cannot afford the services of such legal representative, a legal representative can be appointed by the state. Number 5, if he is a minor, he has a right to be supported by his next of kin, guardian, / legal representative or any other person of his choice before he makes any statement, confession, admission or pointing out. And then I asked, do you understand the warning I have given to you? The answer is yes, I understand.
Kwase kuthi ke okulandelayo ke wase echazelwa ke namalungelo akhe ke anawo ke laphona ke kuyena ke uSection 35 Act 108 ka1996 okokuqala ke ukuthi unelungelo lokuthi angathula angasho lutho wase etshelwa ke ukuthi unelungelo lokuthi angathula nokuthi futhi ke imiphumela ke ingaba yini uma ekhetha ukuthi angathuki nokuthi ke wase exwayiswa ke ukuthi akaphoqelekile ukuthi avule isifuba noma avume nokuthi ke lokho kungathi ke kusetshenziswe ngakuyena nanjengobufakazi wase exwayiswa futhi ukuthi unelungelo lokuthi ke angakhulumisana nommeli oqokwe noma okhethwe uyena nokuthi uma kuwukuthi ke akafinyeleli ukuthi ke amkhokheleke loyo mmeli noma ukuthi akamafodi ke unelungelo ke lokuthi umbuso ungathi umkhokele noma ke umkhethele ummeli nokuthi uma kuwukuthi ke uyingane esencane unelungelo lokuthi kube khona ke umuntu wakibo noma ke owomndeni ummeli noma yimuphi omunye umuntu okhethwe uyena ngaphambilini kokuthi ke enze istatement leso avume avule isifuba nokuthi ayokhomba ngase ngimbuza ke ukuthi uyaziswisisa yini lezi xwayiso engikunikeza zona waphendula ke wathi yebo ngiyazwisisa.
Now, this law that you've quoted, Section 35 of Act 105 of 1996, which law is it? What is it commonly known as?
It's known as the rights of an accused person.
Lomthetho ke kuthiwa umthetho osihlomelo lona ke u35 ka108 1996 ke umthetho owaziwa ke noma omayela ke namalungelo omuntu owumsola noma umuntu oboshiwe.
Yes, but where does
which
it
is
derive?
entrenched in the Constitution of the Republic.
Okhona ke kumthetho sisekelo ke we-Republic.
Thank you. You may proceed.
The said person is informed that he is in the presence of a justice of the
No,
peace.
Sorry, just read the part. Do you understand the warning?
Okay, I then asked, do you understand the warning I have given to you? And the answer is yes, I understand.
Mbuza ukuthi isixwayiso noma izixwayiso lezi engikunikeza zona ngiyazwisisa yini waphendula kwathi yebo ngiyazizwa.
The said person is informed that he is in the presence of a justice of the peace, an officer in the South African Police. He is warned that he is not compelled to point out any sins or point out on the scene or say anything about such sins. The said person is further warned that what he may point out or may say will be noted down, and photographs of the scene and pointed out will be taken and may later be used as evidence during a subsequent trial.
Wasetshela ke umuntu loyo ukuthi manje ke usephoneni ke balo obizwa njenge justice of the peace kanye futhi ke noyiphoyisa ke kuwona amaphoyisa aseNingizimu Afrika wase exwayiswa ke ukuthi akaphoqelekile ukuthi akhombe indawo noma yipi indawo noma ama points noma ke indawo noma nokuthi ke asho lutho mayelana nendawo noma indawo lezo wase etshelwa exwayiswa futhi ukuthi nayini noma yikuphi akhombayo ke noma akushoyo kuzothi kubhalwe phansi kuthwetshwe izithombe zaleyo ndawo noma le indawo lezo noma ama points lawo azothi awakhombe bese kuthi ke kamuva ke kusetshenziswe njengobufakazi uma seqhubeka icala.
Asked whether he knows and understands the warning given to him now, and the answer to this is as follows: I understand the warning.
Buziwe ke noma usebuzwa ke ukuthi uyazwisisa noma uyakwazi yini iyazizwa noma uyazazi yini lezixwayiso ezinikezwa kuyena waphendula ke wathi ngiyazizwa izixwayiso.
He is further asked if he still wishes to point out the sins or point out, and his reply to this is, I still want to point out and give a statement.
Wasebuzwa ke ukuthi ke emuva kwalokho ke ingabe kuseyisifiso sakhe yini ukuthi ke akhombe ke indawo noma ama points wase ephendula ke ethi ngisafisa noma ngisafuna ukuthi ngikhombe nokuthi nginikeze ngestatement.
And on the following page, on number 1, it says, have you previously pointed out anything of a similar nature? The answer is no.
Wase ebuzwa ukuthi ngaphambilini usike wakhomba ke yini noma khona la owakhomba yini okufanayo ke nalokhu waphendula ke wathi cha.
Number 2, he says, if so, when, where, when, and to whom? And because there was none, I wrote not applicable.
Uma kunjalo ke kuphi nini ubani ngoba ke besephendulile ke wathi cha akukho.
The following is, were you in any way assaulted, threatened, or influenced by any person to point out sins or points? The answer is no.
Ngabe washaywa yini wesatshiswa yini noma ke kwaba khona ukugqugquzela yini noma ke kwaba nomthelela yini ukhona yini umuntu owaba nalo nomthelela yini ukuthi ke ukhomba indawo noma ipoint noma ama points waphendula ke wathi cha.
Do you have any injuries or bruises of any nature whatsoever? Can you show them to me? If so, please show them to me. And the answer is no.
Ngabe ukhona unako yini ukulimala noma amanxeba noma ke imihuzuko onayo noma eyaluphike uhlobo uma kunjalo ke ngicela ke umtshengiso noma ungikhombiseke impendulo waphendula ke wathi cha.
Observations by the officer. What I did here was to request the member from local criminal record center to take pictures of the accused person.
Bese kuthi kubhaliwe lana ke ukuthi lokho okwabonwa ke iofficer ukusho ke iphoyisa ekuyimina engakwenza ke lana ukuthi icele ilunga ke laba LCRC the local criminal record center ukuthi lithwebule ke izithombe zakhe umsolwa.
But he is calm. That's what I wrote here.
Kodwa ke engakubhala ke lana ukuthi nje ngisho ukuthi ke cha wayengenako ke ukutatazela owayenako.
And who is the member from the local criminal record center that you requested to take?
It's Sergeant
photos of?
Mapakela from LCRC Albertine.
Babu Sergeant Maphakela we LCRC Albertine yena ke lo wayithobula izithombe.
And which photos were those?
The photos are as follows, my lord. It's photo 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Izithombe ilezi ke u2 3 4 5 6 kanye no7.
We'll also just show them on the screen for the benefit of the accused. Can you just indicate which photo is that?
That is photo 2.
Number 2 ke.
It's photo 3.
Showing what?
the accused facing the opposite side.
umsolo wakhe ebheke ngale.
And the first photo, photo 2,
It shows the accused facing to the front part, facing me,
Lana
and the person taking the picture.
itshengisa yena ke umsolo ebheke ngakumina kanye nalo othola uyithombe.
yes, photo 3,
Photo 4 shows the accused with his clothes, the top clothes removed, and he's bare-chested.
Lesi ke isithombe sikhombisa ke umsolo wakhe engagqoke lutho lana ngaphezulu.
Which also was to in confirmation of any injuries, that he did not have any injuries on his body.
Nalokho ke kwakuyinkomba ukuthi kwakungekho ke ukulimala noma amanxeba ayenawo emzimbeni wakhe.
Photo 5 shows the accused looking to the left hand side,
Lana ke itshengisa ke umsolo wakhe ebheke kuhlangothi langaku left
still not wearing anything on top.
engagqokanga lutho ke la ngaphezulu.
and
Also,
the aim being
the purpose is to check any injuries on his body.
Nala ubheka ke ukuthi khona ilimalo kakhona ke emzimbeni wakhe.
Photo 6 shows the accused facing the opposite side, opposite direction, without anything on top, showing that he had no injuries.
Lana ke umsolo wakhe ebhekele futhi engagqokanga lutho ngaphezulu nokuthi ke akunakulimala ayenalo emzimbeni.
Photo 7 shows the accused facing the right hand side, and without any top on, and also the intention was to check for injuries.
Lana ke inkhombisa ke ebheke ngakuhlangothi langaku right engagqoke lutho ngaphezulu nalapho ke ubheka ke ukuthi wayelimele yini.
okay. Can get back to the form.
On point 10, it says, tell me how you sustained injuries. I wrote not applicable because he did not have any injuries.
Oh, yes. Lana ke u10 uthi ke angitsheleke ukuthi walimala kanjani ngoba ke kwakungekho ke ukulimala kunalutho ebhaliwe lapha.
The following page, note down the following information. The vehicle of the SAP number, which is the vehicle that we used for pointing out.
Lana ke ise ithi bhala phansi ke lemininingwane elandelayo lana ke imoto lena ke esayisebenzisa noma esasihamba ngayo emaphoyisa.
The SAP number is BVL 755B.
Number yayo ke uBVL 755B.
The kilometer reading on that vehicle at that point was 80652.
Nokuthi ke amakhilomitha noma mileage yayo ke kwaku 80652.
On driver, it's Warrant Officer Nailana.
Umshayeli ke kwaku warrant officer Nailana.
Passenger left front is Lieutenant Colonel Hatebe.
Ukuthi ki passenger ke hlangothi langaku left ngaphambili uLieutenant Colonel Hatebe.
Passenger on the right back, there was no one, I wrote none.
Passenger ke kuhlangothi langaku right emuva kwakungekho umuntu.
What was the position regarding the photographer? Was he traveling with you or separately?
He was traveling separately with another car.
Umthombo weyithombe yena ke wayehambela ngenye imoto.
Passenger left back is Muzika Ukhulelwa Stemba Sibiya.
Passenger ke emuva ngaku left kwaku umuzika ukhulelwa Sithemba Sibiya.
Name of photographer is Sergeant Maphakela,
Igama lomthombo weyithombe kwaku Sergeant Maphakela.
and we depart from Alberton SAPS
Sasuka ke uma kwisiteshi samaphoyisa sase Albertine.
date 2020-06-05,
Date ke kwaku 2020-06-05.
time returned 13:30, and the kilometers was 80690.
Isikhathi ke kwaku 1:30 13:30 amakhilometer uma sesibuya ke kwaku 80690.
Do you still remember what the time of departure was?
Yes, my lord, the time of departure was around 1300 hours.
Isikhathi esahamba ngaso noma esasuka ngaso ke khona lapho njengoba la kubhalwe esokubuya kwaku1 1300.
Yes, you may proceed.
After conclusion of the pointing out of the sins or points, the notes are read to the person who pointed out and they are interpreted once again. The following questions are now put to the person who pointed out the sin or the point.
Emuva kokuthi sekuqediwe-ke ukuthi kuyokhonjwa noma ukuthi akhombeke indawo noma i-point noma ama-point, kwase-ke ama-notes lawo-ke ayafundwa-ke afundelwa loyo-ke ebekuyena-ke obekhomba nokuthi-ke aphinde futhi ahunyushweke noma atolikweke imibuzo. Ile mibuzo elandelayo-ke manje ayibuzwayo-ke lowo ebekuyena obekhomba.
Are you satisfied that which you pointed out and said had been noted down correctly? The answer is yes.
Umbuzo-ke ingabe wenelisekile yini ukuthi lokho okukhombile nokushilo ukuthi kubhalwe kahle ngendlela noma ngendlela-ke kusho ngayo? Impendulo-ke yathi yebo.
Are you satisfied that which you pointed out is your own version of what took place? The answer is yes.
Wenelisekile yini ukuthi lokho okukhombile yilokhu okushiwo wena okuphuma kuwena mayelana nalokho okwenzeka? Impendulo yathi yebo.
Do you have any complaints about the manner in which I conducted the pointing out? The answer is no.
Ingabe khona yini impendulo-ke wathi cha.
Are you satisfied with the interpreter? The answer is not applicable.
Ingabe wenelisekile yini ngotolika? Wayengekho-ke umtolisi.
And the following page says, place Albertine, date 2020-06-05, time 14:20.
Ebese kuthi-ke indawo yi-Albertine, i-date 2020-06-05, isikhathi 14:20.
And the signature, my signature, I placed my signature on where it says signature officer would conduct the pointing out.
Bese ngasayinda-ke la ithi khona-ke i-officer leyo kuba kuyiyona-ke iyayihola i-pointing out.
I scratched out the portion of the interpreter.
Ngase-ke ngihlisha-ke lapha khona-ke utolika.
And the deponent, did he append his signature anywhere on the document, exhibit GG?
His signature and thumbprint, I placed it on every page of the pro forma, my lord.
Ukusayinda kwakhe-ke yena kanye futhi nesithupha sakhe-ke khona-ke kwi-page ngayodwa yayo-ke i-form lena.
And on all the pages, and where on point 12, where it was signature and right thumbprint of the person who pointed out the sins, I placed his thumbprint and he also placed his signature there. Yes. Page 5, I think.
This is the one with the registration.
Yes.
Bese kuthi-ke ku-point 12 ila khona-ke engangicela khona-ke noma wayesayinda khona-ke futhi-ke ase ebeka khona-ke isithupha sakhe kanye futhi nokusayinda.
And when was this done? When was the signature and thumbprint appended?
On the same day of the interview, of the pointing out, my lord.
Lokho-ke kwenzeka ngaleli langa-ke akhomba ngalo ukuthi-ke asayinde futhi abeke nesithupha sakhe.
But was it after the conclusion of going through the form with him, or at what stage was it?
After having gone through the form with him, that is what we did in terms of his signature and the thumbprint.
Usemuva kokuthi-ke i-form lena-ke siyibheke yonke-ke manje khomisana noma ngifundela i-form yonke ila bese ngimcela khona ukuthi abeke isithupha sayinde futhi.
But paragraph 12 refers to after the conclusion of the pointings out.
Yes, my lord. Paragraph 12 comes after we have went and came back. That is when he will then place his thumbprint.
Paragraph 12-ke ukhuluma ngathi sesihambile-ke sasibuya-ke ila khona manje sobeka khona isithupha sakhe asayina futhi,
which will then be in confirmation of his satisfaction about how the pointing out was conducted.
lokho-ke okuzoqinisekisa-ke manje la esenza isiqinisekiso sakhe-ke sokuthi-ke wenele noma wenelisekile-ke mayelana nendlela-ke eqhube ngayo noma engiyihole ngakhona-ke i-pointing out.
Were there any photos taken upon your return?
That's true. Photos were taken, my lord, and they are as follows.
Zikhona-ke iy'thombe manje esey'tshengisa-ke for isikhathi sesibuyile-ke.
That is from photo 26 to photo 31.
Kusuka kwisithombe u-26 kuyofika-ke ku-31.
Photo 26 shows accused whilst dressed,
Lana-ke ku-26 ingenkathi-ke esagqokile
facing my side or that of the camera.
ebheke ngakuyona-ke ikhamera noma mina.
Photo 27 shows him facing the opposite side.
U-27 kuyomkhombisa-ke ebheke le
He is still dressed.
usagqokile-ke.
Photo 28 shows the accused without any top on. He is bare-breasted.
Lana-ke u-28 ila engagqokile-ke phezulu.
Purpose is also to check on any other injuries that he might have sustained.
Nalana-ke inhloso ukubheka-ke ukuthi kusengenzeka ukuthi abe wayebe ulimele yini.
Photo 29 shows him facing the left side.
Bese kuthi u-29-ke ubheke uhlangothela ngaku-left,
Bare-breasted without any injuries.
akagqokanga lutho phezulu futhi akalimele.
Photo 30 shows him facing the opposite side, bare-breasted without any injuries.
Bese kuthi-ke u-30 ubheke le akagqoke lutho akalimele.
Photo 31 shows him facing the right-hand side and without any injuries.
Bese
Still
kuthi-ke
bare-breasted.
u-31 nalapha-ke ubheke ngakuhlangothela ngabo-right-ke akagqoke lutho phezulu akalimele futhi.
Do you confirm the correctness of this document, Exhibit GG?
Yes, I confirm, my lord.
Ngaqinisekisa-ke ukuthi ngempela-ke le iqiniso-ke le document lena u-GG.
And just one last aspect. In which capacity are you attached to the Klerksdorp serious corruption?
I'm the unit commander.
La engisebenza khona-ke ngiyi-unit commander.
Thank you, my lord. That is all.
Yes. Mr. Mkomezo, any cross-examination?
Court pleases, my lord. Sir, may I just confirm if during the interview of Mr. Spear, there was no any other person except yourself and him. Is that correct?
In the office, there wasn't anyone except him and me.
Kwi-ofisi-ke la engangikhulumisana ngixoxisana khona-ke nomnumzana uSibiya kwakungekho omunye umuntu ngaphandle kwakhe nami.
All right. So, in other words, this means that there's no one that can be called to come and confirm what you have told the court just now. Do you agree?
That's true, my lord.
Yebo kuyiqiniswa-ke ukuthi akekho ongabizwa-ke azoqinisekisa lokhu engiqeda ukutshela inkantolo.
Firstly, let's get in terms of proximity in terms of time. I'll get to the dates. You said you received a request from Colonel Gininda on
That's
the
true,
5th, on the 5th of June 2020. Is that correct?
On the 4th of June.
Kwakuyi-4 zikaJuni-ke nkathi sengicela uma sengithola isicelo kuyena uKenneth Gininda 4 zikaJuni.
But according to this pro forma, as you have tried to clarify it, it indicates the 4th of May. Do you see that?
Yes.
Ngiyabona ukuthi yona ke iform ibhalwe 4 May.
So in other words, this is not the correct date in which you received the request from Colonel Gininda.
Yes, hence my explanation to the court.
Yebo ke yodwa lena ke ebhalwe lana kusiyona ke ingakho ke bese ngichazileke ngaphambilini ukuthi ke iphutha le ngalendlela ebhalwe ngayo.
Prior to the handing over of this document to the defense, and the defense had to consult with the accused. Do you understand it?
Yes.
Yebo ke ngiyavuma ukuthi ngaphambilini kokuthi ke idocument lena inikezweke abameli kufanele ukuthi bahlale phansi bakhulumisane ke nabasolwa.
When did you realize this mistake? Was it after you handed over this document to the defense, or on the day in which you conducted the interview?
My lord, that was after the defense had been finished with the document.
Ukuthi ke ngizolibona ke iphutha leli kukamuva ke ukuthi ke abameli sebelinikiwe ke idocument leli.
So in our consultation with the accused, it has been made clear that the 4th of May 2020 could not be the date in which you interviewed them. And what was the method or the way of rectifying it before it was handed over? Oh, sorry, it was handed over. You realize it after. But was there any other way that you could rectify it except correcting it under oath in court?
My lord, I submitted the documents to the investigating team on the very same day. I would not have had time to correct it. And if I had realized it that day, I would have corrected it the very same day. So I had no access to the document until I came for consultation.
I-document lena ke ngase nginikeza ngayo ke kwithimba ke labaphenyi ngase sengekho ke ithuba manje lokuthi sengalungisa ke uma kuwukuthi kwakuyinto ke engayibona ngaleso sikhathi noma ngalelo langa ke ngangizolungisa ke lelo phutha lelo ke angiphindaka ngingahlangana nayo ke i-document lena kwaze kwayisikhathi la esengizo consulta ke nomshushisi.
So you maintain that you received a telephone call from Colonel Gininda on the 4th of May 2020 at 13:39, approximately 20 to 2.
My lord, I received a call from Colonel Gininda on 2020-0604.
Mina ke ilanga ke ngathola ngalo ke i-call ke noKenneth Gininda kwaku 2020-0604.
It seems that you conducted the interview on the 5th of June 2020 at 20 to 2. That's the correct date in which you received.
That is not.
Akuthi lona ke ilanga lelanga i-5 sika June engaba ne-interview nomsola ngalo.
I just want to correct the time because I can see you started with the first mistake of the 4th of May. The second mistake is on the time in which you received the request. You said 13:39.
Yes.
Ngibhalile ke la ukuthi ke isikhathi engathola noma ke isicelo safika ngalo u-13:39.
And on the same day, in paragraph, I'll just confirm it now. A second. way. Across way. I beg your pardon. Which page is that? Is it the second page? You said you returned, you did not specify. You talked about the time you returned. Do you see that? You said 13:30.
Yes.
Yebo ngishilo ukuthi isikhathi esabuya ngaso u-13:30.
Was it the same day as the time you received the request from Gininda?
My lord, it couldn't have been the same day. I said I received the call on 2020 0604. The following day I went and did pointing out.
Engikushilo ukuthi bengeke kube ilanga elilodwa ngishilo ke ukuthi uma ngicelwa ke uyena uKenneth Gininda kwakuyi4 zika June 2020 ngelanga elilandelayo ke ngase ngihamba ngiyokwenza yona ke pointing out.
At the time you received this call, where were you at that time? When you received the call at 13:39 from Kenneth Gininda, where were you exactly?
I was in my office at Rustenburg.
Nangise office lami ke eRustenburg nkathi ngithola ke ucingo lolu obuya kuyena uKenneth Gininda.
So from Rustenburg, the following day, you proceeded to Albertine.
That's correct, my lord.
Base kuthi ngelanga elilandelayo ke ngase ngiya eAlbertine.
All right. Upon your arrival at Albertine, you said you came across, okay, let's just put it this way. The accused at that time was held in the police cells when you arrived.
That's correct, man.
Kuthi ke ngalelo langa ngathi ngifika ke umsolwa ke waye kuma cells ase Albertine.
You will agree with me that this is the only police cells that is at Albertine is inside the CSC. Is that correct? Of Albertine. When you enter the CSC office, there's cells on your left hand side.
That's correct.
Yebo ke uma ungena ke CSC khona eAlbertine kunama cells ekuhlangothi lapho la kwaSokunxele.
There were no other cells other than that cell. Do you know?
No, I don't.
Ukuthi kwayengekho ke amanye ngaphandle kwalawo angazi.
So immediately when you arrived, what time was it when you arrived at Albertine? More or less.
I arrived at Albertine at around 11:30.
Isikhathi ngafika ngaso ke eAlbertine kwaku11:30.
Do you know where was the accused kept before you arrived at Albertine? Or which police station was he kept?
No, I don't, my lord.
Ukuthi ke wayegcine kuyiphi police station ngaphandle kokuthi ngifike eAlbertine lokho ngikwazi.
So you won't dispute that the accused was transported from Valeria to Albertine police station on the 5th of the 6th month 2020. You won't dispute that.
Yes, I won't.
Angeke ngiphikiseke uma ethi ke wasuswa ke eVilleria police station nge5 zika June wase esiwa ke eAlbertine.
If may I approach me? The accused is raising his hand. All right, let's just put it straight as per my instruction. Accused person was transported from Valeria to Vosloorus police station, to Vosloorus. where he was assaulted, he was tortured, and the nature of the assault was choked with a plastic bag in his face. Will you comment on that?
My lord, I don't have any comment on that, but I believe that he would have reported that to me.
Ukuthi ke wathathwa ke eVileria wase esuka ke eFostoras la ashaywa khona ke base bemfaka ke iTube ngayo ke uplastic ebusweni akukho engakusho kulokho kodwa ke ngiyakholwa ukuthi ngabe ke wangitshela ke uma ukuthi kwenzeka lokho.
We'll reserve the issue of reporting to you, but I just want to narrate the instruction of accused number 1 Sibia. After he was assaulted from Vosloorus, he was then taken to Albertine police station. Will you dispute that?
I don't know about that one, my lord.
Angazi lutho ke ngalokho ukuthi emuva kokuthi seshayiwe ke eFostoras wase esiwa ke eAlbertine.
All right. It's your evidence that no one handed over the accused to you.
Yes,
That's your
my lord.
evidence.
Yebo kubufakazi bami ke lokho ukuthi akekho umuntu owamdlulisela kumina.
And the reason that you have advanced before this honorable court is a reason that cannot be supported by any person in relation to the fear of him escaping. That's not a genuine reason. Do you agree?
My lord, it is a genuine reason.
Lokhu kokuthi ke akekho owamdlulisela kumina ke ngoba ukuthi kwakuthi bayesaba ke ukuthi kusengabaleka izathu leso ke engathi kumina ke siyazwakala noma sinento ke ebambekayo.
In terms of escape from lawful custody, when investigation is started, it starts with the person who signed for the accused
Uma
or a suspect.
uma kuwukuthi ke kunomuntu ke obalekileke umuntu lowo ke eboshiwe uqala leyo ke lokho kuqala ke ngomuntu lowo ekuyena osayindile ukuthi ke umsolwa aphume.
Sir, I will demonstrate to the court that the reason to say people, I would say the people, although it was not verbatim said by you, you said they did not want to account because they were scared of an escape. That's what you said.
Yes.
Ngishilo ukuthi ke akekho oyefisa noma oyefuna ukuthi ke abusayindeka amkhiphe ngoba ke usaba ke ukuthi ungabaleka.
And there was no attempt to escape when you arrived. He was under police guard. When you approached the SAPS Albertine, you said there were Metro Police officers that were there.
Yes.
Ngishilo ke ukuthi uma ngifika lapho ke kwakukhona ke babembhekile futhi khona ke nabe EMPD.
What were the prospects of escape if that would be the reason for no one to account in the handing over?
My lord, when a person is handed over to an officer for a pointing out or a confession, that particular person gets signed out by a specific person to hand over to an officer.
Uma kuwukuthi ke uma kuwukuthi umuntu uzokhishwa ke lo muntu uzondlulisela ke ku-officer noma ke uya ke kwi-confession noma ke kwi-pointing out kunomuntu osayindayo ke amdlulise.
But in this case,
In case anything happens, the person who signed for the person will be investigated. So if police are scared of handing a suspect over to me who they had signed for, I see no issue there, hence I went and signed for him.
Uma kuwukuthi ke kunento eyenzakalayo loyo ke ekuyena osayindile uyena osayindile uphenyo luzoqala kuyena. Uma ke manje amaphoyisa ke enenkinga noma ke engafuni ke ukuthi asayinde ukuthi ke ubani ukhishwe uyena emaselini, angiboni kuudaba noma kuyinto ke etheni ke leyo mina kwami ukuthi angihambe ke ngiyomkhipha mina.
according to me, it's a point of contention because it should have been indicated on that form the reason why there was no one to hand over the accused to you for the pointing out.
The form, my lord, says the accused or the suspect was handed over to me by.
By who?
So there is no one who hands over the suspect to me. Hence, I scratched it out.
Ifomu yona ke uma la ngendlela ke ebhalwe ngayo uthi umsolwa ke wase endlulisela kumina wu kodwa ke akekho umuntu owamdlulisela kumina ke ingakho ke leyo ndawo leyo ngayisula.
Sir, let us be practical and be realistic enough. You approach the SAPS, the accused person, you found him in the police cells. There are keys there. Who did they give you the keys to open for yourself and take out the accused?
My lord, they did not open. They did not give me the keys. They opened for me.
Abangikezanga ikhiya ke ibona abangivulela.
To do what?
To receive the suspect that they did not want to hand over to me.
Ukuthi ke ngamukeleke umsola loyo ibona ke bebengafuni ukuthi bamdlulisele kumina.
Does that not mean handing over, according to you? Because they let the doors open for you to gain access to him. Is that not handing over?
In terms of the pro forma, my lord, the pro forma says he was brought to me by in my office. So he was not brought to me by anyone in my office. Hence, I did not complete it. I went and fetched him.
Ngokwale form ke ithi walethwa usibanibani ke emletha ihhovisi kumina ke akekho umuntu owamletha kumina ke ihhovisi ingakho ke kule yandawo kungabhalileke.
All right. I understand you are so fluent in Zulu. Accused is also coming from Kwanongoma. Is a Zulu speaker, and there was no need for an interpreter to be present. Is that what you are telling the court?
Yes, my lord.
Engikutshela ke lenkantolo ukuthi isiZulu ngiyasikhuluma naye ke umtholi kuya ke kwaNongoma ingakho ke sasingekho isidingo ke sokuthi kube notolika.
But the pro forma is written in English.
Yes, my lord.
Yebo kuyiqiniso ukuthi ke iform yona ke ibhalwe ngeEnglish.
And you had no dual responsibility to interrogate and to interpret at the same time, especially translating from English to Zulu. Do you agree?
My lord, we communicated in isiZulu. I wrote in English. I read the document to him, and we agreed what I wrote was the true reflection.
Sasikhuluma ke ngesizulu mangibhala mina ke ngibhale ngayo so ke isingisi noma ke ngibhale ngayo ke English ngamfundela ke sasivumelana ukuthi yebo lokho engikubhalile ke mina ke kungaleyo ndlela ke noma kuyiqiniso.
My lord, may I approach
Yes.
the prisoner? Thank you, my lord, for your indulgence. Let's just quickly correct this thing. You said Mr. Spear was coming from, or he told you that he was coming from Kwanongoma.
Yes.
Yebo ngatshela uyena ukuthi buya kwaNongoma.
But that is incorrect because he just told me that he is from Emashabatini. Was he misleading you?
It means he was.
Kusho ukuthi ke wangikhohlisa ke uma ukuthi manje uthi yena ubuya emahlabathini.
So let's get back to the issue of an interpreter. Hence we said the pro forma was made in English and you assumed the duties of an interpreter. And you are not an interpreter. You are a police officer, a justice of peace as you have indicated. Is that correct?
My Lord, in assuming the interpretation, I do not understand what Mr. Mngomezulu expect me to say. I'm saying to this court, I communicated with the accused in isiZulu, completed a form that was in English, read it back to him, and he was satisfied.
Angazi ke ukuthi usho ukuthini ke umnumzana Mngomezulu uma ethi ke kathatha ke umsebenzi ke kaTolika ngoba ngishilo ukuthi ngangikhulumisana ke naye kumsola ngesiZulu iform lena ke ibhalwe ngayo ke English ngase ngimfundela yona ke sase siyazwana ukuthi lokho ngokubhalile ngempela ke kuyiqiniso.
In this form, what is of paramount importance prior to the pointing out or pointings out was to explain the constitutional right of the accused. Is that so?
That's true, my Lord.
Iqiniso ukuthi kusemqoka ke lana kuyona ke leform ukuthi ke uchazeke noma umchazeleke ngamalungelo akhe ke anawo ngomthetho sisekelo.
Among other rights that you have explained, right to remain silent, I'm happy with that. Right to legal representative, I'm happy with that. Right against self-incrimination. Sorry, may I confirm that? Right to Thank you very much. Say, from the right to remain silent, you even explain the consequences of not remaining silent.
That's true.
Kuloko ukuthi ke angathula angasho lutho ngimtshela ke nokuthi imiphumela ukuthi angathulike ukuthi iyini.
But what I fail to understand from the rights that you have explained to him is the response that you got from the accused. The answer was, yes, I understand. Do you understand? Is there anything else he said other than, yes, I understand?
If there was anything else, my Lord, I would have mentioned it on the document.
Naphandle kwaleta ke impendulo ebhalwe lana ke ukuthi yebo ngiyezwa uma kukhona okunye awayekushilo ngabe ke ngikushilo ke lokho.
Say, let us be realistic. You are asking, you are informing the person about his rights. That person, after he has been informed, you're the one who owes such an explanation to him. He says to you, yes, I understand. So you expect him to say something, yet the answer, yes, I understand. You make no follow-up to say, what do you understand and what is your answer from what you understood? You don't make a follow-up on that one. You are happy with the answer.
Yes.
Ukuthi ke kwangangilinde lokunye noma asho kunye yebo mina nganyaniseka ke uma ethi yebo ngiyezwa.
I will take it as a no, he did not understand because you did not make a follow-up in terms of what was he going to respond on what you have read to him.
My Lord, my communication with the accused after I had explained to him was, do you understand the warning I have given to you? And he said, yes, I understand.
Ekukhulumisana kwami naye ke imuva ukuthi ngimchazele ngimbuza ke ukuthi uyasizwa yini esixwayiso wathi yebo ngesizwe.
That will never change the context of my question. My question is, the positive answer is said, yes, I understand. But you never made an obligation to say, what do you understand from these rights that I've explained to you? And you never solicited any answer from that answer to say, I understand.
My Lord, there was no reason for me to further inquire because I read the rights, all of them, to the accused.
All right.
If he says he understands what I informed him of.
Kusasingekho-ke isidingo sokuthi ngiphinde futhi okunye ngoba ke amalungelo ngamfundela onke wase esho-ke ukuthi-ke uyezwa uzwa lokhu mina engimxwayise ngakho noma engimfundele kona.
Let me give you an example. He says, yes, I understand the right to legal representation. What was after he understood, sorry, my lord, it has been indicated that it's time to adjourn for the next day.
So now what time is it?
Just after 15:30, we can adjourn.
Colonel, are you available tomorrow?
Yes, my lord.
From Rustenburg. You travel from Rustenburg.
No, I'll be at home in Gauteng. Yeah.
How you got? Okay. I was going to ask about the potholes. Okay, tomorrow.
Thank you, my lord.
Let's check.
Yes.